Hare Krishna. So in the previous session, we discussed about how Parikshit Maharaj has punished and at the same time rewarded Kali. He punished Kali saying that you cannot be in my kingdom. And at the same time, when Kali surrendered to him, because he is a virtuous Kshatriya, a Kshatriya, as per the Kshatriya principles, if somebody surrenders unto him, he should give protection. So that is the nature of Kshatriya. So that is the Kshatriya is should protect the Brahmanas or the no, surrendered people, the women, the children, the older people. So they have to do that. So he didn't kill Kali, and at the same time he doesn't want Kali to be in his kingdom. So when Kali requested for specific places, he gave him wherever there is gambling, wherever there is intoxication, wherever there is meat eating, wherever there is illicit connections like that. And when Kali requested that no, these things are not seen in your kingdom only. I need more place. Then Maharaj Parikshit also says you can live where there is gold. Gold here represents unnecessary accumulation of wealth. So if you see many atrocities that are committed due to the unnecessary accumulation of wealth, no, even the relatives, even the own sons, there are the instances their brothers fight for wealth and own sons kill their parents for the sake of money, something like that. So after punishing and rewarding Kali, Maharaj Parishit moved on. So in this chapter, we will be discussing it is the most very important chapter. How Maharaj Parishit was cursed, and that's what led to the advent of Kali Yuga. So and then if you see the sages of Naimisharanya, right now the conversation is still going on between the sages of Naimisharanya and the Sutta Goswami. But they actually the sages of Naimisharanya in the beginning they asked this question. We would like to know the birth and the activities of Parikshit Maharaj, because Parikshit Maharaj is the person from whom, because of whom this great literature Srimad Bhagavatam has descended. So after having this conversation, now Sutta, after explaining about various topics about uh, the factors leading for the disappearance of Krishna, now Sutta Goswami is about to enter into the main topic of Parikshit Maharaj. I don't mean that the previous topics are not important. They have also asked about the pastimes of Krishna also. But the pastimes of Krishna, Sutta Goswami is going to describe in detail in the later chapters, basically in 10th canto like that. So now here, Sutta Goswami is like bringing the topics of how the factors led to why Parikshit Maharaj has renounced his unrivaled kingdom and has taken the oath to fast until death. So this chapter will see how Sutta Goswami summarizes Maharaj Parikshit's birth, death, and dealings with Kali, and Sutta Goswami and the sages discussion about the glorious pastimes of Krishna and Maharaj Parikshit, how Maharaj Parikshit became angry in Saumik Rishi, because Maharaj Parikshit was actually a great Vaishnava. And Vaishnavas, their nature is they are tolerant. They don't become angry unnecessarily on the other saintly people. So what are the factors which led this Maharaj Parikshit becoming angry on Sutta Goswami, like Saumika Rishi, and how Shringi, who is very inexperienced child, Shringi curses his father, not like Parikshit Maharaj, and later on how both Shringi and Shamik Rishi regrets the what has happened. Okay, so after explaining Parikshit Maharaj's dealings with Kali, and Sutta Goswami further goes into the like then the sages of Naimisharanya, they actually uh, glorifies Sutta Goswami for giving this nectarian pastimes of Krishna and about devotees of Krishna. So they glorify the birth and the birth of Krishna. So they actually request Sutta Goswami again here again like to explain about the pastimes of Krishna and pastimes of devotees of Krishna and the glories of Krishna Katha and the glories of hearing Krishna Katha. So now here the says of Naimisharanya, they are saying that they are thanking Parikshit, not Sutta Goswami, and Sutta Goswami in response he like the sages of Naimisharanya asked Sutta Goswami because they already know that Parikshit Maharaj was killed by the curse of the Brahmana boy. So right now this occasion came right like Sutta Goswami is going to explain about Parikshit Maharaj. So when we are very curious, we ask the same question again and again, right? So they are again asking the question. So actually, when Parikshit Maharaj he was in the womb of Uttara, his mother, that Brahmastra attacked him, and at that time, Krishna has saved. Now, what happened? Like we came to know that Parikshit Maharaj was cursed, and why Krishna didn't protect this time? Why he actually let him like he didn't protect it, Parikshit Maharaj. So for to answer that, Sutta Goswami says he says like the giving up the Parikshit Maharaj gave up all the material association like this is a question asked by the sages of Naimisharanya. Okay, giving up all the material association, he surrendered unto the Sukadev Goswami as a disciple. Understanding this unconquerable Lord is actually Lord's actual situation, and he gave this body on the banks of Ganges. Then why Krishna didn't protect him? So then Sutta Goswami is answering their question. He says the keys of glorious death. mm, The verse it says Nottama shloka gun Nottama shloka vartanam jushchatam tam tat katamrutam shat sambramat nyat kalepi smaratam tat padambujam. He says those who those who have dedicated their lives to the Lord's topics and are constantly remembering his lotus feet do not have any misconception even at the time of death. Because what is the goal of human form of life? Goal of human form of life is self-realization. So to achieve that, one has to be Krishna conscious even at the time of death or even at the time of critical situations. No, basically it is said that no, difficult situations come to the life of anyone, mm, but how they respond to those difficult situations is based on their spiritual advancement. No, difficult situation comes in that in the material person, for a materialistic person also, for a devotee also, but a devotee deals with very uh, in a very Krishna conscious way. He takes more and more shelter of Krishna than he was taking before. So any reversals in our life, we should take it as an opportunity, because unless like Bhakti Swami says, right, like unless somebody crushes you, it if you want to get a juice out of a fruit, you crush the fruit, and actually the essence of the fruit is the juice, and the essence of the fruit the juice comes out when it is crushed. So in the same way, a devotee's life also is like that. When the crushing situations comes, it will actually displace the qualities of a devotee. It will bring the essence within the heart, the essence, how much he is surrendered to Krishna, how much he is Krishna conscious, what is his spiritual advancement. Mm. So that's why Prabhupada says the advancement of any devotee can be accessed only by seeing how they respond to the most provoking situations. So means like anybody chastising them, anybody becoming angry at them, or even cursing them, or even attempting to physically abuse them, or physically like even the killing them also, if you see in Srimad Bhagavatam like that. So how they responded to that situations, that their advancement can be as recognized. So and also then then he glorifies, like no. And also the previous question if he says in the previous class, uh, we discussed, right, why the sages asked Suta Goswami the question, why Parikshit Maharaj did not kill Kali, why he only punished Kali. If he would have killed, Kali would not have never existed only. Kali would not have never came, and the all the this atrocities due to Kali Yuga would not have come, and everybody will be conscious of Krishna, more Krishna conscious, if Parikshit Maharaj would have killed. So for that, Suta Goswami is answering here. So one good quality of Kali Yuga is, just in Kali Yuga, like even though it is full of faults, Kalayir Dosha Nidhi Rajan, Astireka Mahan Gunan, Kirtana Deva Krishna se Mukta Sangha Param Rajat. Means Kali Yuga is full of faults. Everybody is self-centered, everybody all doing, breaking all the regulatory principles, uh, and they don't have any inclination for towards Krishna conscious, or they don't even have the inclination to be sattvic also. So we will be mostly dominated by tamasic and rajasic activities. So, but the Sutta Goswami now highlights the what is the good quality of Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, whatever the sages have achieved the perfection in their previous ages through long years, thousands of years of meditation, or great sacrificial offerings in uh, Dwapara Yuga, or the great sacrificial offerings in Treta Yuga, and elaborate temple worships in Dwapara Yuga, that can be achieved just by chanting the holy name of Krishna. So that is the advantage. And also in Kali Yuga there is no negative marking. Means like if you like if you think about bad about something or someone in your heart, you will not be punished in this age. But if you think good about something, or doing good about good to someone, or doing any good activity, then the credit you will be credited, that no, yes, you have already done that. So even if you think bad about someone, you will not be punished. But unless you actually commit the bad thing, unless you that thought comes into action, you will not be punished. But even if you think good about someone, you will be given the credit of actually performing good to someone. So that is the advantage of Kali Yuga. So actually that is the reason getting the becoming achieving the perfection of life in this age of Kali is very simple. That is the reason the saintly persons glorify this age of Kali. And actually some demigods, Prabhupada says, some demigods also takes in the birth in Kali Yuga to take part in this Sankirtan movement. So that's why Prabhupada says any child who is born to a devotee is like a demigod. So we never know whom we are sitting as beside. So that is the glorious nature of Kali. That's the reason Kali Yuga was allowed to come. And also, it is the nature's law. After the Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga has to come. So, but like it is said that as soon as Krishna left this realm, this Buloka, or he went back to Godhead, immediately Kali Yuga has entered. Just uh, you have a position, you have a seat reserved for you. Mm. As soon as this person leaves, then you have to come and occupy that seat, or a throne or something like that. But still, even though Kali has entered immediately after Krishna has left the planet, we have seen how Yudhishthir Maharaj has seen all the omens, all the indications of how of inauspiciousness in the previous chapters. So even though Kali has entered, but Kali was not able to show its effect. Kali was like, even though like just sometimes we actually um gets a disease, like some for suppose coronavirus is there. If coronavirus enters into our body, it will take some time to show the symptoms. Mm. So that is called incubation period of that disease. Okay. So even though Kali Yuga has entered immediately after Krishna has left, because of presence of Parikshit Maharaj, because of good governance of Parikshit Maharaj, Kali was not able to show its effect. So basically Parikshit Maharaj has um, stopped the effect of time, like, or paused the effect of time for some time. So for but it is Lord's will. It is the law of nature that Kali has to come and has to show his influence. So then this nice pastime was uh, nice pastime was allowed or enacted by Krishna's will. Okay. So when this discussion was going on, and Sukadeva Goswami also glorifies about hearing the Krishna Katha. Kali is fearful for less intelligent. Okay. So basically, this Kali Yuga has the effect on people's mind and people's consciousness, but Kali doesn't affect the person who is sincere in his devotion service, or who is sincere. It will only affect the person who are addicted to or who are, like, breaking all the regulatory principles or something like that. But if somebody is ignorant, mm, and he doesn't know what to do and what not to do, but if that person also takes the shelter of the sincere devotees or sincere people, he will be immediately removed from the effects of Kali. So that is the best way, if somebody comes into the process of bhakti, or somebody meets any devotee. If you see, when Prabhupada came into this West America, there are a lot of hippies doing all the breaking all the regulatory principles and had no purpose in life. Their only motto is only enjoyment. When they got association of Srila Prabhupada, and even if you take our lives also, we were we were thinking in many ways of many things, earning more money or getting a nice career. That were the most important things. But when we come into the contact with the devotees, so those conceptions that we had, of becoming rich or something like that, these are also a different level of sense enjoyment. Okay, we actually rethought and no, analyzed, and we took up the decision. We came to the conclusion that yes, bhakti is the most important thing that we have to perform in this life. No, nothing is going to come with us, not the fame, name, family, or wealth. So that conclusion we have arrived, and we have been able to do our, even though we are not perfect in our sadhana or sevas, but we are doing as much as we can to advance. And there is definitely a great scope for improvement. So that's why, somebody asked Prabhupada, how many years does it take to perfect in this process? Prabhupada says, if somebody is very sincere and serious, it will take minimum 40 years for them to achieve perfection. Like from the beginning, from the scratch to the perfection, that perfecting our consciousness. So I was thinking, okay, I was calculating, okay, if I live that long, then there is a chance that there is a chance, because it's a word of a pure devotee, right? So there is a chance that we can perfect our life and go back to Godhead. So, and also it also depends on the person's previous life endeavors, person's previous life, how much he has done bhakti in his previous life. uh. So this bhakti is carrying forward, right? The amount, if you do 50% in this lifetime, you will start on 51% in the next life. So even though if you are not able to 100% perfect, we should do our best to, get maximum benefit out of this association of devotees, this knowledge, the books of Srila Prabhupada, and also bhakti movement, Mahaprabhu's mercy. So, and so we should take advantage of this Kali Yuga also. So then after hearing that, the sages of Naimisharanya gets very much pleased. So and they expresses their eagerness to hear about Krishna Katha. So basically, while explaining about these things, Suta Goswami also says about the glories of Krishna Katha. Mm. Just by hearing the glories of Krishna Katha, you can transform your consciousness and perfect your life. That's how Parikshit Maharaj has perfected. He heard Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days from Sukadeva Goswami and has achieved the perfection of life. So, and that is also one of the great advantage of this Kali Yuga, because uh, hearing is also a great service. No, like somebody should not consider hearing as something which is not so important. Like hearing is also a one of the key factors of devotion service. In fact, Mahaprabhu says hearing is the most important factor. Shravanam. Shravanam is the basis. From Shravanam, everything starts. So just by hearing Krishna Katha, you will achieve perfection. And sages of Naimisharanya were very much pleased with this statement, and they says no, uh, like they glorify the association of devotees. No, like even a moment of association of a devotee cannot be compared to swarga or liberation. Even a moment of associating with a devotee cannot be compared. Actually, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that even a moment of association or even chanting once one name of Krishna, if somebody compares chanting one name of Krishna to 1,000 horse sacrifices, Ashwamedha Yagyas, he is a Pashandi, means he is a uh, he's a foolish person. Why? Because chanting the holy name of Krishna once is way greater than 1,000 Ashwamedha yajnas. Means the result that you are going to get by chanting the holy name of Krishna once is way much greater, and incomparably greater than even 1,000 horse sacrifices. So basically, we have seen, right, how Yudhishthir Maharaj, even though the emperor of the whole world, he was only able to make 3 horse sacrifices. So, but the acharyas or the devotees are saying, or they saying that chanting holy name of Krishna is way greater than performing 1,000 horse sacrifices. If you see the persons in the outside world, they are very much attracted about this yajnas and yagas. So, but scripture say that that is not at all required. Mm. That's why Prabhupada also in his sannyas initiation, even though yajna is going on, he recommended the devotees do kirtan. Kirtan is more important than this formal yajna. So, and the sages of Naimisharanya were glorifying the association of a devotee. Okay, and they assured Sutta Goswami that we are not saturated at all, and we are very eager to hear, and please carry on, please continue, and please don't hesitate that we may get tired or we may get saturated. We don't at all feel any tiredness also, because if you see nowadays, speaker has to plan how much time he has to speak. Oh, if I speak more than 1 hour, these people will lose attention, and they will their mind will go away. So, and also some speakers will be concerned. They might feel hungry, they might be thirsty, they might have some basic bodily necessities also. So he plans the Krishna Katha or the class in such a way that it is performed very optimally. So, but the sages of Naimisharanya are assuring Sutta Goswami that we are not at all bothered by anything. Please continue the glorification of Krishna. So, and also the sages of Naimisharanya, they glorify Sutta Goswami also. You are the great person. You actually, like we are not sure about how much benefit that we are going to get through this sacrifice that we are performing for thousands of years. But for sure, we are not sure about the results of that sacrifice, but we are actually able to see the results of this Krishna Katha that you are narrating us, means the result already started coming from the beginning itself. Mm. So, but it is said that the sacrifice until it is completed, until it is perfectly done, its results won't come. That is Karmakanda section of the Vedas. So, but unlike that, any aspect of bhakti, even if it is done inappropriately, also will give either partial or full benefit based on our uh, dedication, sincerity, and surrender. So the sages are glorifying Sukadeva Goswami that you are so generous and so merciful, and because of your association, we are able to taste the Krishna Gatha. And this then when Suta Goswami hears about his glorification, it is the nature of Vaishnava. He doesn't accept any glorification. Immediately, when somebody glorifies us and or any devotee, he will actually tries to be tries to show his humility, how he is not very qualified, how he is like it is only the causeless mercy of Guru and Krishna that he was able to do whatever he was able to do. So he says, uh, Sutta Goswami says, the serving and following and conversing with great souls cleanses oneself with the oneself of disqualification arising from low birth. Hmm. So basically, Sutta Goswami uh, is of low birth. Why? Because if low birth, because I think it's his mother is uh, like there are two kinds of marriages. Okay? Viloma marriage, Viloma Jata means somebody who is born out of mixed marriage, like a Brahmana girl marrying Brahmana women marrying a Kshatriya or Sudra. So that is Viloma marriage. That is actually, it is said that it is low birth. Even though Krishna says birth doesn't matter in Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says Janma Karma Chame Divyam. Like, no, sorry, not Janma Karma. Guna Karma Vivagasa. So Guna Karma Vivagasa means by the nature of their activity and by the type of by their nature and the type of activities they perform, they will be classified like Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or Sudra. But in order to take humble position, now Sutta Goswami is saying that I am of low birth because I am born of a mixed caste. Because and also just like if you see in Prahlad Maharaj's pastime also, when Lord Narsingadev appeared to save Prahlad Maharaj, and Lord Narsingadev was not uh, getting consoled, even approached by even Lakshmi Devi and all Brahma, Shiva, and all the demigods and devatas. Narsingadev pacified only when Prahlad Maharaj has approached him and offered prayers to him. So, and when Narsingadev was affectionately glorifying Prahlad Maharaj says, like, Narsingadev gave benediction, like, says Prahlad Maharaj to ask any benediction that he will bestow upon him. Then Prahlad Maharaj says, I am from a Asura, I'm born in Asura background, means I'm a Rakshasa. So mm, you don't tempt me with these benedictions, because I may desire something which is not conducive for spiritual advancement or devotional service. So there, Prahlad Maharaj is above all. Prahlad Maharaj is one of the Mahajans, but still, in order to show his humility, he is identifying some minor fault, minor thing that is there on his birth, like which doesn't depend on him also. So in the same way, when the sages of Naimisharanya were glorifying Sutta Goswami taking this birth aspect. No, I am a born of low caste, no, and it is only by the mercy of Krishna that I am able to. It is by the mercy of my Guru Shukadeva Goswami, and it is by the mercy of Krishna only I am able to narrate these pastimes. Even like uh, and he glorifies power of chanting Lord's holy name. Chanting holy name of the Lord Ananta, who is unlimited in potency, is transcendental. Mm. And also he says, even the goddess of fortune and even all devatas, they actually hanker to serve Krishna. Mm. And and it is only by the causeless mercy of Krishna and he and my Guru Sukadeva Goswami that I am able to narrate these pastimes. So then after saying that, then he goes to the story. Okay. So Sukadeva Goswami started narrating that how Parikshit Maharaj, after punishing Kari, he went on a hunting excursion, hunting trip. So during his hunting, like by the will of the Lord, mm, he actually become very thirsty and hungry. Mm. So he searched for somewhere where he can have some water, or where he can have something to eat. So and he entered into the ashram of Shaumika Rishi. Shaumika Rishi was one of the renowned great sages of those times. Okay, so and Parikshit Maharaj sees when he enters into the ashram of Shaumika Rishi, he sees that some Shaumika Rishi was very very deep in his meditation, and he was not aware of externals also. So he doesn't know who is coming and who is not coming. So actually, it is said that in Vedic culture, if some guest comes to your home, you have to welcome him with pleasing words and pleasing gestures. But and it is an offense if somebody doesn't do that. It is said that in Chaitanya Charitamrita, they say that if you if you if you doesn't smile, or if you doesn't show your happiness upon seeing a Vaishnava, it's an offense. Mm. So offense can be committed either knowingly or unknowingly. Mm. Because if you take the pastime of Gajendra Moksha also, there Maharaj Indradimna was deep in the meditation in worshipping Krishna, and he actually didn't pay respects to Agastya Rishi when he arrives to that spot. So that's how he got the curse to become an elephant in his next life. Here, here in the same way, um, it is also, it's not a great offense, but it is also minor offense that Shaunaka Rishi did not, sorry, Samik Rishi did not notice the arrival of Parikshit Maharaj. So, and he was not able to welcome, he was not able to give a nice reception. And devotees, they generally don't care about all these things, but no, by the it is said that Shaunaka Rishi and Srila Prabhupada especially mentions that it is by the will of the Lord, in order for uh, by the will of the Lord, that Parikshit Maharaj become angry on uh, Samik Rishi. He say and Parikshit Maharaj started thinking this Samik Rishi is acting, and he doesn't want me to welcome, so that's why he's acting like he's meditating. So what he does, he sees a dead snake there. Now, he doesn't want to disturb his meditation. At the same time, he wanted to punish Samik Rishi for not welcoming him. So he actually picks up the dead snake with his bow, and then puts on the shoulders of Samik Rishi. So and Samik Rishi was deep in meditation. He doesn't even know that these things are happening. So it is only by the will of the Lord that Shamik Rishi went into such a deep meditation, and also it's also by the will of the Lord that Parikshit Maharaj's intelligence got bewildered. Because it is common sense, right? If somebody is in deep meditation and you enter into your home, and then you can expect, and expecting that he'll he'll give a nice reception. So Prabhupada also says it is only by the will of the Lord, because there are two things. It is common sense that if somebody is meditating, how can you expect a reciprocation from them? And second thing, a devotee like Parikshit Maharaj becoming angry upon a sage, Shamik Rishi. Mm. So, like when sometimes some devotees, by the will of the Lord, in order to Krishna actually facilitates in these incidents, enacts these incidents by the will, by his sweet will. so that the devotee will will be glorified and also comes to his shelter more faster. So uh, by the will of Krishna, or here this Parikshit Maharaj got bewildered, and he actually became angry on Samikrashi and kept this dead snake on the shoulder and the neck of the Samikrashi. He says, Parikshit Maharaj says, "Oh, you are a great sage. I have to glorify you. I have to respect you because you are doing nice tapasya. So I offer this garland of this dead snake as a, like he says like that, and picks up the lifeless snake and then with his bow and angrily places on the shoulder of this sage. So and Parikshit Maharaj left from there. So when he was and he starts going back towards his capital city or towards his home. So when the children which who sees this incident, they actually become annoyed, and then they actually run to the son of Shamikrishi. Son of Shamikrishi's name is Shringi. Okay, this Shringi was a very powerful brahmachari. Hmm. So he has but it is said that being puffed up by his Brahminical powers, Shringi blasphemes the acts of king and cursed him to die within 7 days by a snake bite. Mm. So because because of this immaturity of a Brahmin boy, because it is said that no, when you have the power, you should have the responsibility also. You should know how to use it with proper responsibility. So in those days, Brahmanas used to have a lot of power. Okay, spiritual, like if they say something, it used to come to true. So it will come true. So then this when this Shringi he hears from the children that his father was insulted, mm, so he immediately becomes angry. No, he didn't even know the glories of Parikshit Maharaj. And this when the children goes to Shringi and says, one king came to our ashram, and he actually seeing your father not receiving him, he angrily placed this dead snake on your father's shoulder. And this Shringi, he becomes angry too. It is no, he says, how dare this Kshatriyas are? Kshatriyas are supposed to be like watchdogs. Means like he has this superiority complex that I'm a Brahmana and Kshatriyas are of lower caste, like that, because of this immaturity. He says these Kshatriyas are supposed to be a watchdogs. They are like no dogs when the owner for the dogs for the protection of the owner. Who is the owner here? Brahmana class is he's saying this Brahmanic class is the masters, and Kshatriyas are like their servant. It is actually true, no, in one sense. But uh, and he says that this Kshatriya, and he has committed a grave offense by insulting my father. So I curse him that he dies in 7 days. And it is said, some Acharya says that it is also the will of the Lord that Shringi curses this Parikshit Maharaj. Mm. Because as soon as he passed the curse and he left the water after cursing them, and Shringi immediately realized that he made a mistake. So then this Shringi goes to his father, and his father is still in meditation. So he goes to his father and he starts looking at his father. He starts crying, and this crying out loudly. And the Samik Rishi, who was in meditation, hears this loud cry, and then he opens his eyes, and he's not even conscious of what is there in his neck and anything like that. So then this Shringi, he points out that there is a dead snake on your shoulder. So this says doesn't feel any offended. He says, who kept, why this dead snake is on my neck? Who kept this snake? He doesn't feel any angry. He just take it off and throw it off. And he says, what happened? Why are you crying? Then this Shringi says that what has happened, because Shringi also realized that he made a mistake by cursing a king. Mm. Because king is the protector of all the citizens. So when, as long as king is healthy and strong and powerful, then only everybody will that everybody means the miscreants like thieves, robbers, and also wild animals. Those, so king has to protect everybody. Mm. So kings, the kshatriyas are like arms for the body. Arms are there for protection. If they want to fight or if they want to serve also, we need the power in the arms, right? So, and this Sringi says that I have cursed this king, that he dies in 7 days due to takshak, the snake bird bite. And as soon as this Samik Rishi hears that, he says, "Oh, such a great an offense committed by my son. You are so immature. You don't know what to do, no, how to deal the situations." So it is said that in other some preacher says that then this Samik Rishi, he himself cursed the entire Brahmanical order. He says these Brahmanas then from now onwards they lose their ability to curse. Means they don't have the power. So that's why in Kali, after the Samik Rishi's incident, it is said that in Kali Yuga, the Brahmins lost the power to curse or not. The, like if Brahmins say anything, it should come true. But due to Samik Rishi's curse, due to Samik Rishi took out this power from all the Brahmana class. So from that time onwards, the Brahmanas don't have this power. But by the Lord's will, if sometimes a pure devotee or a Brahmana says something, it might come true. So when this is happening, Samik Rishi regrets the curse, no? And hearing about the curse, he was not pleased with his son. Mm. He says, "You have committed a great sin for insufficient offense. You have given a great punishment. So, due to your immature knowledge, you do not know that the king is the best among the humans and as good as the supreme lord. The citizens live in prosperity, being protected by his unsurpassable prowess." Okay. So then Shamik Rishi says that what are the results of abolishing the monarchy? Means when you make the king weak, what will be the results? Okay. So the Lord represented by the monarchical regime, when Lord is represented by a monarchical regime, because Lord in Bhagavad Gita Krishna says that I am the monarch. I am the means that the power of the king. Okay. when this is abolished, the world becomes filled with the thieves and unprotected people scattered like lambs. Okay, just like the lambs has to be protected by the uh, able shepherd or able person, means but when they are not protected, there is a good chance that all the cruel animals or any thieves can easily take advantage of the situation and exploit them. So that's why if you see, like, this monarchy is now gone, like, not seen in either most of the countries. There is only democracy, right? So this democracy, the people will be easily cheated. mm. Like, some leader comes and he gives false promises, and people doesn't have any option to believe believe any option but believe in them, and they give their votes to them and then make him powerful. And after he gets the power, he just uses that power to exploit people and use for his own self-interest. But unlike this monarchy, when the monarchy is there, like, in democracy, every time, like, after 5 years or 4 years, the leader changes. So, but in monarchy, in the kinglyship, like, if the king is properly trained or properly under the guidance of the Brahmanical or no, wise people, then he will be the only until the end of his regime, until the end of his tenure. So, like, he will be ruling for no, men until he retires. So that people will get good governance, and people will be, confident that they will know the nature of that king and they will adjust accordingly. Mm. So But in the case of this democracy rule, every 5 years that person changes, and every time this power changes, and there is a good chance that the person will exploit the people, because as soon as power is given to some person, he will have the temptation. There is a good chance that he will be tempted to misuse that power. But in the case of kingly order, he will be nicely protected under the Brahminical advices, and because the power is within him for so long, he will lose the interest of exploiting the people, and he will take up to serving the people in general. So, and he also says the great social disruptions will follow. People will be killed and injured. Animals, wealth, women will be stolen. We shall we shall all be responsible for these sins. Now, Swami Krishi is enumerating all the things that will come when king is not strong. Okay, so the proper conduct of men prescribed through the Varnashrama as per the Vedas will be destroyed. As a result, there will be unwanted population, Varna Sankara, on the level of dogs and monkeys. So when it comes to Varna Sankara means Varna Sankara is persons who doesn't actually belong to any Varna. No, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, right? One should be a Brahmana, one should be a Vaishya, one should be a Kshatriya, and one can be a Sudra. So if a person is belonging to any of these varnas, he's advancing in his Krishna consciousness. So, but due to this social disorders, like due to this uh, when the order is messed up, Brahmana will take birth, but he will not be properly trained. But due to his high birth, he will be so adamant to give up this Brahminical practice. Actually, if he is qualified to be a Vaishya or Sudra, he should be given that role only. mm. But due to the lack of this proper training and lack of this knowledge, people who are meant to be Sudras, they actually pose themselves as a Brahmana and act themselves as Brahmana. Mm. And there is a good chance that they exploit others also. And if a person who is qualified as a Sudra, when he becomes a Kshatriya, he will only use that Kshatriya power to exploit other people. Mm. And Brahmanas, who is qualified to be Brahmana, when he is treated as a Sudra, he cannot contribute much to the society. Mm. So Brahmana should be kept in the position of a teacher, and Kshatriya should be kept in the person who is qualified as a Kshatriya should be kept in the administrative position, and person who is like a Vaishya, he should be given power to cow protection and farming, and a Sudra should be engaged properly in the service of all the other ashrams. That way, this Varnashram system, everybody progresses in their spiritual life with in a steady manner, and this and entire society will be spiritually aligned. So when the and it is king's duty to see that varnashram system is properly working. So when king becomes weaker, this varnashram system will get mixed up and messed up, and the people will just live their life like dogs and monkeys. So and now Swami Krishi, now coming to properly like specifically to the Parikshit Maharaj, Emperor Parikshit is a pious, a Mahabhagavat and Rajarshi, and has performed many horse sacrifices. He does not deserve to be cursed when fatigued by hunger and thirst. So, so then Samikrishi prays for his son, okay, for praise the Lord for to forgive his son, because it is a duty of the father to protect his son. He says, "May the Lord, may the Lord pardon this boy, who, due to immature intelligence, committed the sin of cursing a sinless devotee who deserves to be protected." So, and then now Sutta Goswami, after saying this, he actually glorifies the qualities of a devotee, and these are very nice words. We can actually remember, and we should actually meditate on, and we should actually try to implement these qualities in our life. The verse number 48, it says, "Titikshaya, sorry, Tiraskrita vipralabdha shabta kshipta hata api nasya tat pratikurvanti Tadbhakta Prabhavopihi. So when sorry, Shamik Rishi, he says that this Parikshit Maharaj is a glorious devotee of the Lord. So you don't have to worry any retaliation from the Parikshit Maharaj because he is thinking various aspects, right? So he says that I don't have to worry any retaliation because if you see in previous ages, some past times, if somebody curses one person and that other person also curses this person because as a revenge. Mm. So uh, this Samikrashi is now saying this Parikshit Maharaj is a great devotee, and it is the nature of a devotee that despite of being defamed, cheated or cursed, disturbed or neglected or even killed, they never they are never inclined to avenge themselves, although capable of doing so. So here Samikrashi is saying that Parikshit Maharaj has the capacity to curse back the person who has cursed him. So, but Shamikrishi is very confident that this Parikshit Maharaj is a great devotee, but he will never curse him. Mm. So the sage thus regretted his son's sin, and he did not take the king's insult seriously. So the transcendentalist, though engaged in others, though engaged by others in in the dualities of the material world, are not distressed, nor do they take the pleasures in a worldly things. So after they saying that Samikrishi then glorifying that the great devotees of the Lord, they they don't take these insults or praises like adorations. They don't take them seriously. They don't take um, these dualities of this world seriously. Now, if somebody if we saw Sutta Goswami, right? The sages of Naimisharanya glorified Sutta Goswami, but the sage, the Sutta Goswami actually kept himself in a humbler position. Mm. And Parikshit Maharaj was cursed by Shringi. And Parikshit Maharaj did not, here Samikrashi was 100% confident that Parikshit Maharaj will not retaliate at all or will not act against his son. But he is only worried about the karma accumulated by his son by cursing a offenseless person. So that is the quality of a devotee. Quality a devotee being defamed means somebody insults us or cheated. Mm. If you see if you see many devotees like no, even though they are cheated, they take it as a common thing and cursed or disturbed, mm, even neglected. If somebody neglects us or if somebody doesn't recognize our presence or doesn't respect us also, they are never disturbed at all. They don't take anything that seriously or even killed also. They are never inclined to avenge themselves. Means they don't punish the person who is responsible for their insult or even their or cheating or killing or anything like that. So they are indifferent to these worldly things. So that is the quality of a devotee. So that is the end of this chapter. So Samikrishi glorifies this. And then in the next chapter see how then Samikrishi immediately calls a person and sends immediately this message to Parikshit Maharaj to convey this message to Parikshit Maharaj. So you go to Parikshit Maharaj assembly and then convey this message that my son out of his immaturity has cursed you. So you only have 7 days to do whatever you want you can do like that. So this he takes the Samikrishi takes the responsibility and sends a devotee to inform Parikshit Maharaj about his upcoming danger. So then we'll be after that we'll be in the next chapter we'll see how Parikshit Maharaj has reacted to this incident. mm, in a Vaishnava how a Vaishnava reacts to this unforeseen uh, things in his life. So that is the end of this chapter. If you have any questions or comments, we can discuss now.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, actually, Kali Yuga need to come. Kali Purusha need to come. That's why this Leela happened, Prabhuji, because Parikshit Maharaj, we heard he is a great devotee. And
Yes,
yeah, again, that Shrungi, that boy, that Brahman boy also, in the
mm.
beginning, they told like he is also so knowledgeable person, but still,
He
Parikshit
is not
Maharaj,
very knowledgeable. He is powerful. He has the
oh,
power, but he is
powerful.
not fully knowledgeable.
Oh, okay, okay,
He has
Prabhuji.
knowledge. That's why he repented immediately after cursing Parikshit Maharaj. So that is the influence of the either we can say Kali Yuga or the will of the Lord for these incidents to happen. We should not say Leelas. Leelas are only meant for Krishna. When
Okay, okay.
pastimes of Krishna, they are called Leelas. But
Mm-hmm.
anything that is any other things, we can say them incidents or no. Okay. So these are not like he's not this either can be taken as the influence of Kali or the will of Krishna.
Okay, Prabhuji.
So what was your
Thank
question? That was the question, right, Mata?
Yeah, that was my question,
Yeah, yeah.
Prabhuji. Yeah.
Anything else?
No, Prabhuji.